Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is totally uncycling related. However, it is something that might be of interest to a lot of people who are looking to travel this winter, especially for those who are concerned about social distancing issues and quite what to expect when you're flying, and what other people are doing and what companies are doing to try and make sure everyone's staying safe. So today we departed from Gatwick North Terminal. It was about 20 to 8 in the morning. And we're heading to Madeira, which we are now here. We were interested to see what the measures would be at the terminal. It was good to see that a lot of people were wearing face masks. I would probably say whilst walking around and sitting down, and 90% of people were actually wearing face masks. I wouldn't necessarily say that people were adhering to the 2-meter social distancing rules, but we're not seeing that quite so much anyway, wherever you go, whether you're shopping or out and about in the town anyway. When we were at the terminal, we were talking to one of the shop workers who said the morning traffic is actually the most busiest time of the day for air travel. And so it's interesting to see that although we thought it was travelling early morning would be the best time to travel, it seems that that's actually one of the busiest times. The amount of people travelling through the airport at this time of year has massively reduced, hence the fact we flew from the North Terminal. The South Terminal is totally shut down still, so all of the traffic you see at the airport is the total traffic coming out of Gatwick at the moment. So when boarding the flight, we was quite interested to sort of see there were people going in waves onto the plane. Again, people weren't really keeping the 2-meter distances when queuing. The plane itself was at about, I would probably say about 80% full. It was quite a busy flight. I was quite surprised to see how many people were on the flight. However, travelling to Madeira at this time of year, and with the less restrictions in place at the moment for travelling to Madeira, it's probably quite a popular destination for people to travel to at the moment. Again, when we were on the flight, we had to wear our face mask the entire time. We were able to take it off, obviously, to have a drink and a snack. However, they didn't have any hot food. There was a massively reduced menu, and they didn't have any pamphlets to look through in terms of brochures, things to buy. So over the tannoy, the captain did stress all the time about ensuring that you're always wearing your face mask. And so when the plane came in to land at Madeira, it was interesting to hear that the captain came on and said that when we do land, remain seated and don't get up and get your cases like everyone seems to do as soon as the tyres touch the tarmac. I think it was quite good to sort of see, when the plane actually taxied to its arrival gate, everyone still was seated. A few people had to be reminded to remain seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can just remain seated, as said before, until the passengers in front of you have started to exit the aircraft. Just remain seated until the row in front of you has disembarked. Thank you.
People departed from the plane row by row, whilst everyone else remained seated. As it got towards the middle, I think it did tend to just people started to stand up and were starting to get eager to get off the plane, which everyone is like. So once we arrived in Madeira, one of the things you have to do on landing in Madeira is you have to either have a COVID test and a certificate to say that you're COVID free and that you're negative. If you don't have a test on arrival, you actually have to go into another queue, which actually takes you through to a test centre. Now, to do this, you had to sign up a few forms on Madeira's Safe website, which explains where you're staying, how long you're staying for, and a little bit about your general health if you're suffering from anything. But we went through to this queue. The queue was relatively slow, but you can expect that with maybe a couple of hundred people coming off the plane at one time. I would probably say about 60% of the people had to queue for that, for the COVID testing. there were people on hand in the airport that helped you with the sign up form on the Madeira Safe website if you hadn't already done that. We did that before we left in the UK, so we had our little QR code, which almost like an account reference to prove what we're doing, who we are and what we're doing and where we're staying. And then as we go through to actually have the COVID test, everyone was in full PPE. We all still remaining to have our face masks on, and they did the 2 tests in both nostril, and then they did another test from the back of your throat.
Have you done the test before?
No, not before.
Okay, it's a cotton tip in the nose, both sides, the other one in the mouth, okay?
Yeah.
You have to pull the mask down,
Okay.
put your back in the wall, and also the head, yes.
Yeah.
You look front, keep reading the first left side. Keep reading, don't move. Slow, slow, and one side is done.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right side, keep reading, don't move.
Oh.
So you smile to the camera.
That went really far in.
Okay, now in the throat.
Yeah.
You look a little bit up, say I touch in the back, and it's done.
Cool.
Between 6 and 12 hours you'll get the results, okay?
Thank you, dude.
Have a nice holiday, Peter.
It wasn't particularly nice, but I mean, it wasn't that bad either. I've heard of some, you know, horror stories about it being pretty awful, which I didn't think it was so bad. So once we had our test, we were told to leave the airport, go to our hotel apartment, and essentially wait for the test results to come through. We had our test at just around about midday. It was probably maybe 12:15. I'm not too sure. I can't remember now. And it's now around about 6:15, and we haven't had our test results back yet. Although when we were there, they did say test results will be back with you between 6 and 12 hours is the window they give you. So we had quite an early morning flight. We were traveling from quite early morning anyway. So by the time we got to our hotel, we were a little bit tired. We've had a little bit of a nap, a little bit of a chill out, had some food, and so now we're still waiting for our test results to come through. Hopefully they're negative, and we can then continue on our holidays as it should be. If it's not such good news, which I am hopefully planning that it is good news, we will have to see what happens with that. But essentially, if it's good news and you receive a negative test result, you will get an email notification. If it's bad news, they actually call you and actually give you your instruction as to what to do then. So everyone, as we've gone through each step of the process, everyone's been very clear what's happening. We've not been left in the dark, or we've not been left asking questions. Well, what do we do? What do we do now? We've been pretty clear what we need to do, and I think essentially there's nothing stopping us from actually leaving the hotel and going out and exploring Madeira. But I think it's down to each person's honesty to actually do the right thing and actually wait for the test results to come through, because essentially if anyone was to test positive, I think it'd be awful that you were to be blamed for, you know, a country or an island which has got very, very low COVID issues, to then, you know, bring that sort of disease to this country. So it is down to our own responsibility and to do the right thing. Okay, so good news. It's now 8 o'clock bang on. I think we received our email about 20 minutes ago saying that we are negative, which is good. Me and my wife are both negative, so it leaves us the rest of the evening to head out and have a little wander around the town and actually get some food and just go have a little wander. Pretty good, really. I think in total they did say it was going to be between 6 and 12 hours. Turned out to be just over 7 hours. So yeah, if you've got any concerns about travelling, hopefully this puts a few of your minds at rest. It is a little bit of a ball ache and a bit of a concern, but I'd like to think if anyone does think they have COVID or any symptoms of COVID, they wouldn't travel in the first place. So if you do have concerns about that, then I would certainly say don't travel at all. and definitely safety first for yourself and others, really. If you'd like to see some more cycling content, hopefully I'm going to start doing that again sometime soon. So yeah, like and subscribe, and catch you again soon. Cheers.